I'm having an evening of fitting guards tonight. This is the lower chain guard that fits in under here. I haven't done any work other than clean it. It has wear on it, so you can see where the paint's been worn off by the chain in places. There's a little bit here as well. And I've made the decision not to waste good paint on this because first time out the chain's going to flap around a bit and just take the paint off, and there's no point in wasting the money. Once it's up and under and the chain is in it, you won't see those wear patterns, so visually from the outside it'll look just fine. I spent a bit of time washing the plastic mud guard which goes down at the rear of the wheel. It's not perfect, it'll never be perfect, as it is a 40-year-old piece of plastic. The heat guard I couldn't have plated because it's riveted to it, but that is, I think, ready to go back on the bike. The other thing I cleaned was the other part of the plastic chain guard. This is a US model chain guard, so the UK and European ones extend all the way down the back of the chain, whereas as mine was missing when I bought the bike, I opted for a US version because I just preferred the look of them. So they're slightly smaller. Try and insert this single-handedly, and I mean single-handedly because I am holding the camera. Now this should, you can't see anything because it's pitch black in there, it should just slip into its mount like that. Right. So it's loosely in place. Difficult to tell in this light exactly what we're looking at, but we have a guard here, and that's the chain guard, and it finishes just here. Rubbish bit of filming. One of the issues I was facing prior to the rebuild was this crack guard that tucks into the back here. It sort of clips in at the side bar there, and it sort of clips into the side here, but there's no obvious means of retention unless this has been cut about a bit. But I can't believe that Honda just relied on the strength of these because there's just too much vertical movement in it. I don't really understand the mechanisms at force here. In the past I've used cable ties on the side of the frame to hold the cabling in place and to stop this riding down, but it's been less than satisfactory. So what I'm thinking of, and I'm not going to do it tonight because I want to put more thought into it, but what I'm thinking of is drilling small holes here and putting a cable tie up over this bar here, and again another small hole here, and doing the same here and again here, and that way it will support and hold this crack guard in place without it being free floating. Now it's not ideal, it's not something I'm particularly fond of modifying a design, but unless I come to a realization as to how this part was originally held in place, I'm kind of stuck really. I'm sure the answer's obvious when I know it, but I'm damned if I can work it out. So tonight I am going to go and have a look at the parts diagram, see if I'm missing anything, but if I'm not, we're going to modify this part to fit. I've already modified the part in the past. The exhaust orifice, which is this bit here, with the exhaust I had on before, I had to cut this a bit deeper, so the part has already been modified, so I feel less guilty about adding a few more holes in it, especially if it sorts out this looseness. It could just be that it's a 40-year-old part and it used to have more spring tension to it, and that over time heat and degradation has warped it. There's certainly a bit of warping by the looks of it on the top here, there's some bending over of the edge just at this corner here. So I think it's had a bit of a hard life. This part didn't come with the bike, it was a part that I sourced on eBay, and I have nothing to compare it against. And another quick job for tonight was the fitting of the cable stay that fits onto the side of the fork, and that was a whole 10 seconds to fit that.